Whispers in the Labyrinth, the Minotaur's echo. The protagonist of the myth is Theseus, son of King Aegeus of Athens. Theseus decided to rid the Athenians of the cruel practice of sending 7 young men and women to Crete every 9 years to be devoured by the dreaded Minotaur. This was a tribute to King Minos of Crete for the murder of his son by the Athenians. This terrible duty could only be ended by killing the Minotaur, a monster with the body of a man and the head of a bull, who lived in a huge palace with thousands of rooms and long and confusing passages, the Labyrinth. The creator of the palace was the Athenian builder and artist Daedalus. He built it on the order of King Minos, who planned to hide there the Minotaur, a terrible spawn of his wife's irrational relationship with a bull. Theseus went to Crete. King Minos received the young man and allowed him to enter the labyrinth, hoping Theseus would perish there. Ariadne, daughter of Minos, loving the beautiful young man, secretly from his father, gave him a sharp sword and a ball of thread. With a sharp sword Theseus killed the Minotaur, and on the thread tied at the entrance to the labyrinth, found his way back and brought out all the Athenian boys and girls destined to be sacrificed to the monster. Ariadne's thread helped to find a way out of a seemingly hopeless situation. Theseus set out on his return journey with Ariadne, but the gods intended Ariadne to marry the god Dionysus. Theseus could not disobey the gods, and, leaving Ariadne in Naxos, deeply saddened, he returned to Athens, forgetting his promise to his father Aegeus to change the black sails of the ship to white in case of victory over the Minotaur. Seeing the black sails, and deciding that Theseus was dead, Aegeus in grief threw himself into the sea, which has since been called the Aegean. The palace of King Minos was located in Knossos, the capital of Crete in the 2nd millennium BC, on the hill of Kephel. Remains of its grand structures can be seen in northern Crete. The palace was indeed built in the form of numerous halls and passages on different levels. The frescoes of the palace have many depictions of a bull. Some of the symbols have not yet been unraveled. A coin from Knossos, found during excavations, depicts the Minotaur, most likely a man wearing a bull mask and with a bull sail. Ancient Greek writers confirm that Minos was a tyrant, a cruel tax collector, which is reflected in the myth. The metaphor of wandering through the labyrinth was explained by Freud and Jung as a person's wandering in his subconscious. Followers of scientists see this wandering as a man's attempt to cognize himself, his inner world, which is often more difficult than cognizing the outer world. Minotaur is some unreasonable idea or thought, dwelling in the depths of the subconscious and waiting for its victim. A thread in the form of a reasonable thought will help to get out of a difficult situation. The erection of the labyrinth by Daedalus gives hope for a way out of the confusing path. Daedalus undoubtedly knew all the entrances and exits, therefore, they exist. Have you ever felt the walls closing in on you? Imagine the ancient walls of the labyrinth, where the very stones seem to pulse with a life of their own, whispering secrets of a time when gods meddled in the affairs of men. Dear listener, let me take you by the hand and lead you down the winding paths of history to the heart of Crete, where the Minotaur, a creature born of both divinity and curse, awaited its human tribute. The labyrinth was no mere maze. It was a masterpiece of deception, a mind-bending expanse crafted by Daedalus, the genius whose hands could almost touch the divine. Within its confines prowled the Minotaur, half man, half bull, all terror. Each step within this complex network could be your last. A wrong turn did not lead to a dead end. It led to death itself. Now, imagine the beating heart of a hero, Theseus, as he stepped into this dance of danger. His mission was as clear as it was suicidal: to slay the beast or be devoured. The air was thick with dread, the silence broken only by the distant, guttural bellows of the beast. Can you feel the weight of the sword in your hand? The thread of Ariadne, your only lifeline back to the world of the living. How easy it is to get lost in the grandeur of myth, to see Theseus as a mere character in a story. But pause for a moment, consider the fear, the courage, the humanity. The Minotaur was not just a monster. It was a sun, a symbol of the complex nature of man, trapped in a prison not of its making. As we emerge from the shadows of the labyrinth, let us reflect on the nature of our own inner mazes. Are we not all wandering, searching for the thread that will guide us out of our own darkness? The tale of the Minotaur is not just a story from the past. It is a mirror into our souls, a challenge to face our beasts and find our way to the light. In the end, the labyrinth remains a testament to the complexity of the human condition, to the intricate dance between monster and hero within us all. What will you find in the depths of your labyrinth, dear listener? Will you emerge a hero? Or will you lose yourself in its endless twists and turns? The echo of the Minotaur's roar still lingers. It's up to us to answer its call. After being abandoned by Theseus, Ariadne's fate took a turn towards the divine. She was found by Dionysus, the god of wine and revelry, on the island of Naxos. Struck by her beauty and perhaps her plight, Dionysus fell in love with her and they married. In many versions of the myth, Dionysus honored her by placing her jeweled crown in the sky, at the constellation Corona Borealis. Theseus' life after the Minotaur was filled with new adventures and challenges, including an unfortunate adventure that left him trapped in Hades, from which he was eventually rescued by Heracles. Theseus thanked Heracles and realized that heroism is not always about fighting monsters. Sometimes it is about saving another person's soul. His story became even more complex, the tapestry of heroism, tragedy, and the resilience of the human spirit continued to unravel like never before.